pro wrestling?
You know, ever since I was a little kid, it was a dream of mine. I had a hand in some amateur wrestling. I played a little bit of baseball, but when it came to wrestling, that was really, I think, the thing that I was most meant to do.
Were you a fan of wrestling when you were a kid?
Absolutely. One of my all-time favorites was the Magnificent Morocco, actually the very first ECW World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, cool. Roger, let me ask you something. You know it's difficult being a wrestler. You've traveled around, you've been on the road. A lot of people have had difficulties with relationships. What's been your experience?
You know, it's tough. It's a lot of hours of drive time, being away from home and family. I've slept a lot of nights in rest stops, you know, trying to save some money, not paying for a hotel room. It definitely takes its toll on your family and your friends and any kind of personal relationships you have. Those things kind of get pushed to the back burner as long as you're pursuing this.
Right.
And as long as you're okay with that, then you're okay to do this.
What about, you're not making full-time income with wrestling right now, right?
Right, that's correct.
What do you do for an income? How do you survive?
I have done some personal training in the past. You know, I've done some restaurant work, some security work. So you know what I need to do to kind of pay the bills to support the dream.
Now, you more than anybody else, I mean, you have this wrestling, the ring persona of being the Musketeer.
Yeah.
I'm certain, like myself, everybody's out there who's curious about how you come up with this. How did you come up with the thing, Musketeer? What's that all about?
I take no responsibility. It was completely Johnny's idea.
Oh.
One day after being here for about a year, Johnny sat down with me in the office and he said, "Sit down, I want to talk to you for a minute." He said, "Don't say anything. I just want you to think about the Musketeer." And at first I hated it. He said, "When I look at you, it's like I'm opening up a history book and there's a picture of you inside." So I went home, I thought about it, and I always kind of considered myself to be more of a wrestling purist, but when I thought about the merchandise capabilities that it had, and the business had kind of changed from the way it was in the 60s, 70s, into the 80s and 90s, where it was more of a cartoon, merchandise-based business, I saw the capabilities and the potential with the character, so I've embraced it, to say the least.
All right, let me ask you something, Roger. Where do you see yourself, not right now, but maybe a year from now, in pro wrestling?
I would like to see us doing something on TV here with World of Unpredictable Wrestling. That's the goal that I've personally set. I think that there's a good nucleus of talent that we have here, and anything that we can do to add to our exposure, whether it's on local television or maybe someday some national TV, that's my own personal goal. You know, to try to help this to grow to something that it hasn't yet been. I see the potential in the guys that are here. The guys like Mac Daddy Flex, the guys like Smooth Operator, George Santy, Minion. You know, there's a good nucleus that we have here that they just need an opportunity. And that's really what it is in the business, is that there's a lot of talented guys, not just here, but around the country. And just getting that exposure that you need in order to really live up to your full potential.
When I broke in, I was privileged to actually learn all my bumps and how to work a match from Johnny himself. You're the go-to guy now. You're the in-ring guy that's basically teaching these young guys how to work. What would you want to say to a young guy who's maybe watching this video online right now and wants to become a pro wrestler? What would you say to them?
You know, depending on what their age is. You know, when I first got started doing sports, it was some amateur wrestling. I did that for 9 years, and I've been here for 13 years. So for over 20 years now, whether it's either on a mat or in a ring, I have some kind of an athletic background in the sport. To me, if you're a young kid and you know, maybe too young and you don't have the financial resources to get in professional wrestling, maybe pursue some amateur wrestling, because there is a carryover, the discipline, the training that's there. You have to keep your grades up, which is really a key thing. Get your high school diploma, go on to college, because there's no guarantees in this business. And everybody needs something to pay the bills until this pays the bills.
Right.
So if getting a college degree and having a good paying day job, and you can kind of keep, you know, your personal business and life on the back burner in order to pursue this, then you have a shot, because there are no guarantees.
Now, you more than anybody else, tell the truth. You probably know Johnny better than I know Johnny. Now, everyone's been saying kind things about him. All right?
Right.
Now, I'm gonna ask you something. And I want you to be honest.
Right.
What annoys you the most about Johnny?
Nothing really annoys me about Johnny. It's Johnny is like a second father to me. So whenever he says something to me that maybe at first I don't agree with,
Right.
I always step back for a moment and I think about where he's coming from when he says it. Like I said, he's like a second father to me. I've been here for a long time now, and it's because of that father-son relationship that I have with Johnny. I think is a tribute to why I've been here for so long. Is because despite the qualities that maybe there would be an opportunity for a confrontation, we always look past that because there's never really a reason for it because we both want the same things. So it's being a maturity level I think that I've achieved by being here with Johnny, and that's probably the thing that I've grown most from is being able to mature here, you know, as a person and in the business.
Well, Roger, Roger's a better man than I am because if I was asked that question, I'd certainly have a laundry list. All right, Roger, thank you very much.
Thanks, Bill.